Look, I don't want to be hyperbolic, but it's a pretty historic show, not just in the annals of college football media history, in the annals of American history. On this Thursday, August 20th, the year of our Lord 2026, coming to you high atop a radiant downtown Nashville, Tennessee. You know, about a month ago, less than a month ago, I went up to Chicago, Illinois, and I sat down with the young man who will appear on this show tonight. And it was an hour and a half of content the likes of which the world has never seen. It was groundbreaking. It was entertaining. It was fun. That's what it was. And we got great feedback on it. And it was the first half of a home and home. And I told you then that by the end of August, we would fulfill the second half of that home and home. And for once in his life, Brandon Walker, going to be a man of his word for a change. And he has come to Nashville. We recorded this yesterday. I think you'll enjoy it a lot. I'm not going to do like he did when I was on his show and yell like a jackhammer operator for an hour and a half and stall. I'm going to get right to it. Here is our sit down yesterday, right here in Nashville, Tennessee, with Brandon Walker. You're in Nashville.
I am.
Your shoes are tied now?
They are.
People said this would never happen.
It already did.
They said I'd go to Chicago because, I mean, I'm a people pleaser, but
sure.
People never thought that you would basically follow through on your word. People called you a liar when you said that this would be a home and home. They thought you would Indiana your way out of this, but Here you are, Brandon Walker, not quite live, recorded, but in Nashville, Tennessee, you can talk now.
I schedule like a man. If I have an opponent who is good and who comes to my place, I'm going to repay the favor. We're going to have a natural home and home. I'm not going to Signetti this and act like Notre Dame has to come to me twice. Not that you would be Notre Dame.
A lot of people.
Not that I would be Indiana.
Certainly not. A lot of people had a lot of things to say with our last sit down.
What did they say, Josh?
Great feedback. Feedback, frankly, that I was taken a little bit aback by.
In that it was so positive, or in that it was...
It was way too positive for 2026.
Sure.
Because we didn't sit there and agree the whole time. It wasn't a kumbaya fest.
And we're not going to do that this time.
Probably not. You tried to hydrate yourself, but you actually poured water into trash.
Okay, can I say something?
Yeah.
When you came to my place, I got you a car service. Mm-hmm. I made sure you had plenty of beverage.
Correct. The company you work at did all that for me.
You're drinking some sort of cranberry device over there. And what did you offer me to drink? Nothing. So when I sat down, I found a bottle of water and poured it into this beautiful Pate State Freights mug, which I thought that's why he's got it there. Where's the camera? It's just trash in here. There's just trash in here, Josh. I poured water into trash, and you did not have me a mug to drink out of.
Meemaw said trash is as trash does. And I never knew what she meant until right now.
Can I just say something?
Sure.
I don't think your Meemaw said all these things.
Meemaw was a saint.
I don't think Meemaw...
No.
Meemaw can be a saint.
You could talk about me.
No.
You could talk about Jesse. Feel free to talk about Bradley and Prez. Meemaw's not here to defend herself.
I just feel like Meemaw's sayings are awful convenient sometimes, that's all. And I'm not sure Meemaw sat you down and said, Josh, here's a saying for every single scenario where you're ever going to sit down with Brandon Walker. And I'm sure she was a saint and a wonderful woman and probably baked a great pecan pie. Pecan pie.
Yep.
Sure. Had a great chicken spaghetti.
Meemaw lived her entire life with a thumb and a pinky on her writing hand because her middle three fingers got chopped off in an axe accident when she was a little girl. So if you think that she was tough enough to live her whole life, calloused enough to write like this, centipede style, and got to her 80s and didn't have a fair amount of colloquialisms filled up in her head.
So she was just sewing stuff with thumb pinky.
Yeah.
Just sewing.
Yeah.
Are you making a reference?
I'm not making a reference. This literally happened. That was her life.
Okay. I'm just saying the janitor on Scrubs, his wife had pointer and thumb pinky.
Yeah, I've never seen Scrubs.
You should. It's a good show. Mm-hmm.
Since we last spoke, have you changed your mind on anything related to the 2026 college football season, yes or no?
I'm more bullish. I have grown to think more highly of some teams, and I've grown to question some teams a little bit more. The team I am questioning more than I was a couple of weeks ago, because I look at the roster and I think, oh my God, Texas is loaded and ready to go. Cam Coleman over here, Ryan Wingo over here, the running backs, Arch Manning, let's go, national champs. The more I think about it, if they don't beat Ohio State early, look out. That schedule is nasty. So I am more careful when I dole out my Texas praise than I was a couple of weeks ago. And there is a team that's rattling around my brain in the Southeastern Conference that's starting to get my nipples hard a little bit.
It's Tennessee?
It's not. South Carolina.
Really?
It is. And I don't know why. When you talk about the top 10 teams, right, you're talking about all teams that know they have a quarterback who could finish in the top 5 in the country. They all know that. Well, if you're going further than the top 25 and say, I need a team that's going to be surprising people, but to come up here, they need to have a quarterback who has that kind of ability. South Carolina has it. Last year, he was coached poorly. When the cheese started sliding off the cracker, it slid all the way off, and they couldn't put it back. This year, Dylan Stewart on one side, they got dudes all over that roster. I know they just had a couple of receiver injuries, but if Lenore Sellers is good early, look the hell out. I really think South Carolina could be a really sleeper team.
All right, let's go back to what you said about Texas.
Yeah.
You knew that they played Ohio State in week 2 when we spoke, so it sounds like you have thought about Texas more, and you're starting to get a little softer, or maybe your hand's starting to shake a little bit more when you think about Texas. Is it the Gooseby bone bruise?
Not really the bone bruise. It's just the sheer numbers. It is really, when you really think about the SEC and who all thinks they're going to be good, there's not enough oxygen in the room. There's not enough air. There's not enough, this balloon's not going to stay afloat for some teams. Texas A&M thinks they're going to win 10, right? Alabama thinks they're going to win 10 or 11. Ole Miss thinks they're going to win 10 or 11. LSU thinks they're going to win 10 or 11. Oklahoma thinks they're going to win 10 or 11. Texas thinks they're going to win 10 or 11. Georgia thinks they're going to win 10 or 11. That's 7 teams. That's not possible, right? And so if you realize that once these teams start to cross-pollinate and start to do things, somebody's going to be left holding a 7-5 bag or a 6-6 bag. It's not out of the realm of possibility it would be Texas. Although I am still picking them in the playoff. I'm still picking them. I'm just saying I'm a little more careful than I was.
How crazy it could get there leads me to my point.
Yeah.
That I was thinking about, probably over the past week. So when we were in Chicago, you talked about Kalen DeBoer.
I did.
And you had this ridiculous take that if they go 8-4, he'll be fired. And then I said, man, 8-4, like, that's not the worst thing in the world. And you said, no, to Alabama fans it is. Alabama folks are still in too big to fail mode. They don't actually understand that it could bottom out. They could go 8-4. They could go 7-5. Hold on.
No.
Keep drawing breath. Just hold on.
Well,
we have
get
all
ready.
the time in the world.
I'm in the
we
old
don't
deck
have
circle.
a hard out.
Let me take some swings.
Yeah. So I actually think Sark's in the position you think Kalen DeBoer's in.
I think you're exactly right. I do agree with that. And I think just not even Texas fans, but the entire country kind of refuses to acknowledge how good Sark has been. He's made 2 Final Fours in the last 4 years. Mm-hmm. And like they have been there and been really close. If Jack Sawyer doesn't do what he did a couple years ago, who knows what they do against Ohio State, the eventual national champion. So people act like Sark just can't get there and hasn't been there at all. He's touched it. He just hasn't grabbed it yet. But yeah, you're right. Like some coach that right now is sitting in an ivory tower on an SEC campus in November is going to be on a hot seat, and he does not see it coming.
Do we think there's going to be a James Franklin, Brian Kelly situation every year?
So in this world of the top of the sport being flattened, right, and more teams having a bite at the apple, more teams thinking they have a chance, then that means more teams are susceptible to getting, the bear trap to clamp down on them. So yeah, I think that's very possible.
Because if you think about hot seat conversation, as long as you and I have been alive, hot seat conversations existed. But it was always someone's on the hot seat entering the year, first off.
It's a process,
right?
Yeah.
And so you climb 1 rung down, 2 rungs down, 3 rungs down, and then it's always got to win 7 games or he's gone. He goes 5-7, he's fired. Nowadays, you're on top of the world. Some of these guys just signed contract extensions, and yet we could get into a world in November where they had some injuries and people have to lose, like someone's got to lose, and someone's going to lose more than others, and they're headed towards 7-5. And here's my personal feel, but I don't want to tell fan bases how to think about their team because they're the ones who invest in it. But I don't think the knobs have been turned to account for what the world is now.
No. Which is why I believe Alabama, if he goes 8-4, he's fired. That fan base is going to riot. They haven't turned that knob that you just talked about. They are still living in a world where Saban just happened. They stack everything in the past. Bear Bryant led right into Saban. They don't remember the years of struggle they had. They only remember the great years, and that's what it's supposed to be. So if he were to go 8-4, they're not going to react like a normal fan base.
They're not going to react like a normal fan base is a statement that you just made.
Sure.
Okay. Then there's like 10 feet of crap. Then there's he's fired.
Yeah.
You're almost mentioning them as if they go arm in arm. They go hand in hand. I'm not telling you they're going to look and say 8-4 is the new reality.
Yeah.
Oh, well, let's head to church. It's not that.
I'm mad. I'm pissed. I want to do better. It's all these things. What it's not is, here's $70 million. Get him out of here because I know there's someone out there better that we can get.
But what you're doing, I believe, is you're creating this gulf and this gap between the fan base's thoughts, if that were to happen, and the administrators and the decision makers in Tuscaloosa. And you think they would have the presence of mind and the maturity to say, you know what, $70 million is a lot of money. We're going to be measured. We're going to give them another chance. But they answer to these people over here, and these people over here will be sold out. This is all contingent on it happening. But I really think there's not that gulf between the decision makers and the fan base that you believe there would be.
Now, can I just say this? Sorry, to go back to the irresponsible scenarios, maybe irresponsible, maybe realistic that we were starting to pose.
Sure.
This could happen to Sark. You say it could happen to DeBoer. For the sake of argument, let's say you're right.
There's a third guy who's obvious.
It certainly could happen to Lincoln Riley. And I'm talking about the big jobs.
Yeah.
Okay. If you talk to agents right now, they'll talk about Baylor. They'll talk about South Carolina, Wisconsin, Florida State.
Sure.
But every single one of them says, now the earthquake would be USC, Lincoln Riley, because that opens up. And the thought is they would pursue Kalen DeBoer. And whether Kalen DeBoer leaves or not, either he leaves and Bama opens, or he doesn't leave and USC's still open. But that doesn't even take into account, what if someone who's top 10 really does fall off the cliff? What if Texas is a 2-loss team by the time they play Red River? It sounds like we're just throwing shot after shot at Texas.
Sure.
That would just be the most glaring, out-of-nowhere cannonball to the face. Like everyone thinks last year was the huge coaching carousel insanity, which it was. And they think this year a few of them will open. Ooh, boy. We were like 1 or 2 key turns away from us looking at this year saying, this may be every bit as crazy as last year.
So we're never going to be far from that in the new world, though, right? We're never going to be far from that because if everybody is getting a swing and everybody's in there, a lot of people are going to get hit with a bat and they don't see it coming. I want to add another guy. Brent Venables goes 6-6. Isn't he on the hot seat?
Yeah.
That would be 3 out of 5 years where he's 500 or worse. I believe 7-5, 6-6 or around there.
And you know what else they have? This hasn't happened yet. USC and Oklahoma, ironically, because of the connection with Lincoln, but USC and Oklahoma are 2 programs that could be the first programs in line to have their head coaching job open and the GM position remain as is.
Sure.
We're still so new in the GM era. You haven't seen college football go NFL like that. But that's coming. And I'm telling you, if there were moves, I'm actually think both of them will do good this year. But if I'm wrong and either one of those were to move on their head coach, it would be head coach is going in maybe to work for a GM who's already there.
And they keep the brain trust. So I had McShay on the other day. McShay spent 5 minutes gushing about Oklahoma's brain trust, about Jim Nagy and all that, and what they built over there and how professional it is. So what you just laid out is a scenario where they're in love and they really like what they're doing there, but they convince themselves they don't have the right guy in the pilot seat, and now we just change out the pilot seat.
Yeah, it's scary. It applies there. It applies at USC. I could go right back to Texas. I could go back to a lot of these places. Like, this would never apply to Ryan Day.
Yeah.
Think about if Ryan Day had 2 bad years in a row. This is not the old school where so much of your success is tied directly just to the ethos and the culture that your head coach built. That's the old school way of thinking.
Yeah.
The new school way of thinking, quite literally, is the plane or the car.
Sure.
We've built this thing not independent of who the head coach is, but we've built this to where if it's not working out, it's as simple as this. It's not really that simple, but they'll think it's that simple. And so you have such a short leash.
Yeah.
That's where they kind of reconcile in their mind. It is okay paying these guys $10 million a year because they live in a world where they could be as successful as at any point in their career, and they could be 24 months away from the unemployment line.
You know what I think is a great example of this? I think Ole Miss. Ole Miss could have panicked last year when Lane left. Ole Miss could have panicked. But Ole Miss, to their credit, they've got it going in that front office, man. They got it going in the resources. They've got it going in their NIL program. They got it going behind the scenes. And they just kind of stood back, took a breath, said, you know what, Pete's here. Let's put him in there. I'm sure they said, let's give him a year or 2 years and see what he can do. But what they do behind the scenes to acquire players and get players is not going to change. It's not changing for Lane. It's not changing for Pete. It won't change for the next guy. So I think they're a good example of this.
How's your show going so far?
It's going really well. I'm trying to do a face turn. I'm trying to not cuss as much. I don't know if that's going to work with my audience, but you know what? I've had some dads DM me and they're like, hey man, I'd like to listen to you with my kid, but I can't.
Oh, that's shocking that audience exists out there. If only someone had told you that.
Do you feel like that was necessary? Do you feel like you had to step in there? I was running a route and you had to knock me off. You had to pass interfere with me right there. And I was going to make a beautiful catch and come down, and it was going to be a great play by me, but you had to knock me off my route.
You asked, was it necessary?
Yes.
It wasn't necessary.
No.
Nor it's what I'm about to do. If you'll look at the screen here.
I don't. What if I don't?
Question.
What if I don't look at the screen?
I'll just tell you what's on the screen.
Okay, I'll look at the screen.
So far, you've had what, 5 jokes?
Well, first of all, hold on. This okay, all right, Mister puffed up titties in his white T-shirt. Okay, listen, it was the biggest one by 150,000 because it was the first one. People wanted to see what it was. People were like, "Oh, Brandon Walker's over here. Let me check that out." The numbers are good. The numbers are where we're going to be and where we're going to grow. Is the biggest one with Josh Pate? Sure, but it was also the first one, the debut episode, and you're welcome for that. By the way, you're welcome for that.
If that logic tracks, that means if you had me on again next week, the number will plummet.
Are you challenging me? What are you doing?
I definitely don't want to come up to Chicago.
You're not coming to Chicago again.
I really don't know what I'm doing.
Okay, all right.
I think
you simply wanted to bring that up, and you're going from there. Well, like, just put it up, and we'll figure it out from there, right?
I see you do a thing sometimes where if your heart's not in what you're saying, your eyes go from this to this, and the camera can't tell, but I'm sort of looking at the wall behind you. You get that faraway glazed look in your eye, and when you said that number's only what it is because it was the first show, buddy, your eyes changed focus really quick.
Let me tell you this. All right, I'm 47 years old, out of weight, and cholesterol is raging through my body at all times. I can't control what my eyes do. All right, my mind and my heart, I know what they're doing, and that's because it was the debut episode. Also, I appreciate you doing that. It probably helped the numbers.
You just mentioned age.
I did.
One of the wildest stats I've heard so far in 2026 is Todd McShay is older than you.
Did you see how beautiful that man is? It's unbelievable. Yeah. He takes care of himself. Good for him.
You got to be the streams of the human existence.
I got 4 kids and lived on fried foods for the first 40 years of my life. What do you want me to do?
Better. That's what I want you to do.
Fair.
Yeah. So
why did you send me that vibration plate a couple years ago?
I'm trying to help you out. You talked about having chronic pain.
Did you see my gym?
I did not know.
Oh, well, I put out a video.
You mean a gym at your office?
No. I have a home gym.
Why?
That's good. I have boys. I have 3 boys.
Oh.
But I had a chipmunk in my garage, and I put out a video, and it's my home gym. Good setup.
No, I haven't seen that.
You should see it. It's awesome.
That's good. You got your vibrator out there?
No. When you say it like that.
Oh, yeah.
This is something you sent me.
A
vibration plate.
Yeah.
A plate that you stand on and it jiggles you.
Yeah,
not a vibrator.
It vibrates.
Sure.
Vibrator for short.
That is what it does.
I sent it to you to help your lower back. I sent it to you to help your joints. I don't know if you've used it. A lot of my other friends have. I didn't send it to you exclusively.
I believe I have a crate of old baseball cards sitting on it right now.
Great. Well, the
Thanks.
cards are going to be in a lot better shape than you are then.
What's your second question?
You want to know who else is in bad shape?
Oh, what a segue. Yes.
William Belichick,
Yeah.
North Carolina.
Is it? And I'm glad you brought it up because I feel like I'm guilty of this too. Not a whole lot of us are really just shining a light on this thing. And I don't know, we're not scared of him, but we're almost like kind of bemused, like you're walking by an animal at the zoo and you know this animal's seen better days and you're like, come on kids, let's just go over here. There's other animals in Norman and Austin and everything. Let's let them, they're clearly not feeding this one.
What did you think of the hire? What did you say on the record when they hired him?
I was thrilled at the possibility.
Yeah, because you thought, man, we got a big-time NFL coach in college.
I didn't think it was a boon for college football, but I, as a sports consumer, wanted to see how he would react in the world of college football because college football coaches have to go through so much more BS and so much more crap than NFL coaches, and he couldn't handle the BS of the NFL. When he would show up to a press conference mad and angry, can you imagine when these, these beat writers that cover for 8,000 people in some college town come up to him? He's going to eat them alive. And I thought that's what I was looking forward to. But he is not that. He is a neutered version of himself.
It's bad.
It's bad. It's bad. He's a shell of himself. It didn't work. I think I applaud North Carolina for taking the shot because you know what?
Why? I don't applaud him at all.
I do because you got to think outside the box if you're these programs that aren't Georgia and aren't all these teams. You've got to think outside the box, and somehow they wanted to bring him in and bringing him with his personnel expertise, and they wanted to build this GM thing around him, and they wanted to build like an NFL light thing. I get where they were thinking. I applaud them for thinking it. It just bombed so badly.
No, you don't applaud him for thinking it. First off, the GM they needed was in the building. Pat Suttis was already in the building.
Sure.
One of the best in the business. Secondly, thinking outside the box is a little overrated in the modern age. The box you need to be thinking in is, we're North Carolina. We could actually spend a lot of money. John Summerall actually wants this job 2 years ago. He's got a quarterback. You guys have probably heard of him, Darian Mensah, who actually could be at North Carolina right now, entering year 2 with John Summerall. That's the box that you think in. But Summerall's going through the whole coaching search process and feels pretty good.
Yeah.
North Carolina, Bubba Cunningham, the AD, feels really good. And then all of a sudden it's, what? My administration's running an entire separate search under the cloak of night?
Yeah.
John Summerall's out, any quality candidates out, and then I've got the 33rd NFL team stuff.
Well, at no point did I believe did I say in my mind, wow, good hire. I simply said interesting hire.
Yeah, but
and sometimes interesting hires are enough to feed us for a week, man. Sometimes interesting hires are enough. I'm not worried about North Carolina winning football games. Why am I worried about North Carolina winning football games?
Because you've got people who you're close to, Catherine Stats among them in your life.
Oh, now you're looking out for Katie. Now you're going to steal Katie Stats. You got your sausage fest behind the glass here, and you want my producer Katie Stats. That's what it is?
Here's what I miss. I miss
nothing but fat white dudes back there.
I miss Jack Mack, Casey, Katie, pregnant pause for effect, and then you. Mm-hmm. That was actually comfort food for me.
You enjoyed that?
Yeah.
Well, Jack Mack grew his TikTok audience very large.
He did?
And he
you don't have to tell me. I see it.
And God bless him. He's out there doing his work. And then, Casey Smith, I guess, is Miss Fox News now. So I don't know what to tell you. And Katie Stats just wants to be the CEO of the company, wants to be behind the scenes.
Do you think Casey's running in 2028?
Woo! No. I think she is happy doing what she's doing. I think she is she is enjoying the Fox News. She's great. She's a great friend of mine.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So as you were flying down here, you may or may not have seen this last night. So this.
When do you think I left?
That's actually true. You've been traveling today. So I don't know if you've seen this today.
Sure.
Happens once or twice per year. The whole fall wedding thing. It pops. Mm-hmm. Usually not from me, but I get dragged into it. Mm-hmm. I've long since made my feelings known on this. I really do view it as disrespect.
Can I stop you there?
Go ahead.
You said usually not for me. You are the face of no fall weddings on the internet.
I spoke my piece a long time ago on it, and then I get pulled into it.
Yeah.
But people think, here's what bothers me. If there's anything that bothers me about this, it's that people think folks like me, who really would turn down a friend if they invited me to their wedding, if it's on a Saturday during football season, they think it's an act or a shtick or something like that. It's none of those things. And the worst gotcha, someone tried it on me this morning. The worst gotcha is when someone says, oh, so you're telling me that college football is more important than someone's wedding? And they think they got you. And then I just go, yeah. Yes, didn't say it's more important than your marriage. I said it's more important than your wedding. And you've got, I don't know how many dozens of Saturdays that you can pick from. You could also do a weekday wedding during the fall if it's an absolute last resort. But if you go and ask me to choose your wedding over Notre Dame, Miami, I'm telling you hard no. I'm never feeling bad about it. And I'm not bashful about saying, yes, my world largely revolves around this sport. It's given me the ability to do what I love to do for a living, but even if I couldn't do it for a living, my world would still revolve around it in the fall. So I'm hard out on weddings. I don't apologize for it. It's not a shtick. It's just a mentality and a lifestyle.
So you're 45 years old now. You make a lot of money doing this. You were in your 20s 2 decades ago. When you were in your 20s making no money, just like all of us in our 20s, did you have the same approach? Because, you miss a Saturday now. That's food off your table. But if you missed one back then, did you have the same approach when all your buddies were? Because, listen, we're old, right? Me and you are the same age.
No.
We're the same age. Our friends aren't getting married anymore.
They are.
Our friends aren't getting married.
Buddy,
The next wedding I go to is my daughter's.
The divorce rate is still largely what it used to be.
Second marriages don't count, and you know that.
Marriages very much do count. Look, I would argue some of the first ones didn't count. The second ones absolutely count. From Harris County, Georgia, the average age of first marriage is like 21 and a half.
What's Harris County, Georgia got to do with this?
Harris County, Georgia is where I'm from. These are the weddings, theoretically, that I'd be asked to go to.
All right. Now, here's all I want to say. Because I am not as hardline about this as you are. Am I going to go to a wedding in the fall? No.
Then you're as hardline as I am.
No, I'm not, because this is America. If you want to go to a wedding in the fall, if you want to use a bathroom, whatever, you go. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm not as hard.
It's first one. The bathroom gender thing in fall weddings, first time they've ever been looped into the same conversation. So that's an awesome job. Secondly, at no point did you ever hear me, nor will you ever hear me say, oh, you shouldn't be able to get married in the fall. Go do it. Go do it. Go do whatever you want to. It's not about that. It's about the quasi-social pressure that people try and put on you when you don't want to attend the wedding because Georgia and Alabama are about to play.
Okay. Here's the only thing I'm going to say. Because I agree with you in principle. Well, Brandon Walker probably abides by the Josh Pate principle here. I'm not going to push the principle on anyone else. But I will say that I do think you're robbing yourself, and by being this hardline, you're robbing other people. There's something special about the dudes and the boys being stuck together at the same place, and somebody has found a TV in the back of the reception room, and somebody has got Georgia and Auburn on the back, and everybody's dancing, they're doing shout, hey, a little bit louder now, and they're all doing that. Let the women do that. But we're over here, the boys are watching ball, and that is a communal event, and you're robbing people of it, and that's awesome. So that's what I want to say.
You know where else they do that?
Where?
Prison. You just described prison.
I got stories about that too, brother.
Have you ever been incarcerated?
No, not me, my dad.
How long would you make it in prison?
A while. I got surprising street sense. Yeah. And
Go ahead.
No,
we're all friends here.
I can't.
A lot of folks behind the glass you've never met before, but we're friends in here.
No. This is your show. There are standards here. There are no standards. There are no standards where I come from. So I was going to make a joke about what I would do to get respect in prison. Not even respect, but just, you know what? Let's move on.
It's survival.
It sure is, dude. It sure is.
So you work at Barstool.
I do.
Famously, you make 7 figures per year.
I do not.
You're a millionaire.
I do not.
Somehow. And I want to ask you, are you the kind of person who looks at his job right now and says, wow, hey, I'm 1%. It's a blessing. It's great. If I didn't have this, I would be a derelict under a bridge. Or do you really think that there's something else that you could do that it would even remotely get you close to the same galaxy of tax bracket that you're in right now?
So it's an interesting thought. And I'm going to answer like the real Brandon Walker, right? Like this is not going to be a character answer or anything like that.
It's insane how much word salad. Like, just answer the question.
I am a lucky idiot to do what I do for a living. I'm a lucky idiot. I never should have been given. I can't believe I backed into this thing. Dave saw me in 2019, and the possibilities were endless, and it has grown. And I really am. I count my blessings every night. I'm so happy and lucky to do what I do for a living. That being said, I never do think about my job in the way that, well, wow, I made it. Like I am terrified constantly on a daily basis that another you's coming along or that somebody else is doing this. Like I'm 47. I'm still pretty hungry to do it. So do I make okay money? Yeah, but I make okay money. I want to make great money. And when I make great money, I assume I'm going to want to make elite money. When I make elite money, I'm going to be scared. I'm never going to make, universal. You know what I'm saying? I'm never going to, I don't think I'll ever be able to be content.
You've been poor before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For 40 years.
If you've been poor before,
yeah.
I don't really think motivation's ever a problem.
No. And it's just, I think what Dave liked when I got there was I took the job 3 days before my 40th birthday. I had 4 kids. And I was, I wasn't in the poorhouse at that point at 40 years old, but I was struggling. And, when I showed up in New York, I was just hungry and ready to go. And I said, Dave, I'm going to do this, and then I just attacked it. And I still do that to this day and to my detriment a little bit. But anyway, I love doing what we do. I freaking love it.
I remember I had to drive from Fairhope, Alabama back to Nashville a couple of weekends ago. So I hadn't read Dave's book yet.
Yeah.
And I have never done
That's a miserable drive.
I've never done an audiobook before.
You did Dave's audiobook.
I did it. That's the first ever audiobook I did. So, I mean, I'm waiting for him to get to you.
Yeah.
You may not be in the book, and if you weren't, that would be completely understandable.
I am.
But you were in the book.
Yeah.
And then he told a story about how you got hired, how Mincy got hired. Great stories.
Don't ever. Let me tell you something. I don't want you to take this as a threat. I'll burn the whole building to the ground. Okay, I'll burn this building. Do not compare me and Mincy's story ever again. He should count his lucky stars. I exist every single day. That's how he got hired. Dave thought lightning was going to strike twice, but it didn't.
Well, lightning struck.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't do that. Don't compare me to Mincy. It's great guys.
So, like, if I were to put the following phrase on the beginning of a sentence,
sure,
the Brandon Walkers and Ben Minces of the world,
well, it depends on where it goes.
You just protest the rest of the sentence.
Well, if it said the Brandon Walkers and the Ben Minces of the world, both are probably going to die of heart failure in their 50s, yeah, I probably wouldn't be able to.
He's on peptides now. He's fine.
Peptides!
He's fine now.
I don't think he is on it yet. Because the problem is, when he yelled peptides at you, he was wanting some instruction, and he wants you to walk him through it. Once you left the building, he has no idea how to do it. So he's going to be waiting for you to walk back through so you can tell him what to do.
It was hard for me socially. Because I've never been in the building before.
Yeah.
And it's a little overstimulating because you've got 19 people who are trying to say hey to you. Mincy's one of them. And then you're also antisocial, but you know all those people. So you don't bother or you don't care about pulling your guest away from them. Mm-hmm. Most of them have two working legs and they could keep up if they wanted to.
Sure.
Mincy's the only one who wanted to keep up, but he didn't have two working legs.
They never did.
And so it was just thump, 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 thump,
yeah.
thump, thump.
Yeah, that's our sweet boy. And again, as soon as you left, he had no idea what peptides were. I just took the top off some Pepto and stuck it in his mouth. He's sucking on it right now.
National championship odds are out.
Guess I'll just drink out of this instead of my trash mug over here.
Notre Dame's up there. Miami's up there. Texas, Georgia, Oregon, Ohio State.
Yeah.
Indiana. Obviously, Mississippi State not in that group.
Okay, yeah.
All right, so here's what I want you to do, but there's going to be a really short timer on this. So you don't get to think about it. You don't get to go home and sleep on it. Let's just say, snap the fingers right now. I'm a genie for the next 90 seconds.
Yeah.
And I tell you, I have the power to grant you a Mississippi State football national championship. But you really got to tell me what you're willing to do for it. And you've got like 60 seconds now. It's got to be good enough. I've got to agree to it. You just start naming things off, but you've got to deliver on this right now.
Well, first of all, my mother's 68. I sacrificed her in a heartbeat, so she can go. I'm going to keep all my kids. I will divorce my wife if you require that. You can have both my cars. You can have my house. You can have my fishing boat. You can have my golf clubs. You can have me for any sexual favor at any time you want. I don't know why you'd want that, but that's what I'm offering. I would make you lasagna every week. Wait, you're the genie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anything short of my children, I am willing to give up for one national championship for Mississippi State.
Would you like cut appendages off?
Yes.
Which ones?
Any finger.
You take index finger. You would lose
any
your index
finger. I would go all fingers. I would go fingerlet. I would just go nubs. I would go all fingers. You can have all toes. You can cut the legs off the knee. One leg off the knee.
Yeah, that'd be good enough.
Yeah.
I wrote down some things I would accept.
What is it?
Oh, no, you
fingers and toes?
I didn't have mother on here. I didn't have divorce on here. I thought you may go pinky.
Yeah.
I didn't think you would go
I was going
double fist.
Do you understand what it would take to get a Mississippi State national title?
I just think about what that would feel like.
Oh, my God.
And you would have to go through the playoffs, so it wouldn't be like the BCS title game. You'd win 1, 2, 3, 4 games, so you'd be on a run.
You'd win a Sugar Bowl. Oh, my God. I mean, the baseball national title in 2021 was unbelievable.
Yeah.
But that's baseball.
Yeah. Yeah, even these baseball schools, like Indiana's a basketball school.
Yeah.
Those people, when you finally got truth serum in them, they had to have been honest and said, yeah, this is more awesome.
I've said this to people up there. Mark Titus is a partner of mine on Mostly Sports. You know, Mark Titus, college basketball guy. He said, I said this, if Indiana wins one more national title.
Football school?
Is it a football school? Because 2 national titles is rarefied air. Can you think of any 2-time national champion in college football history that isn't a football school?
Yeah, it's even when Florida did it under Urban, they were also winning basketball national titles.
Still a football school.
Still a football school.
Still a football school. And like any Alabama can get as good as they want in basketball. Auburn can get as good as they want in basketball. They're never going to be anything but a football school. Now, I'm trying to think of any other school. I can't think of any school that's won multiple national titles in football that thinks they're not a football school. And if Indiana wins another one, I think their time as a basketball school is over.
No, I'd go a step further. I don't think there's any current basketball school that if they won multiple football national championships wouldn't become a football school.
So here's the litmus test. Because you probably see it. You're down here in SEC country. Like when Kentucky threatens to get good in football,
It's over.
Their fan base walks to the line and looks over into football territory like, I know I belong over here, but I can go over there for a while.
It would happen just like that.
Yeah, I think so too. An SEC school like Kentucky, because they were a basketball school because they're in a conference with so many football schools, and this is the piece of real estate they own. If they bought that real estate, the much better real estate, they would be happy as hell.
Only one. And I may be wrong about
Duke.
this. Duke's the only one. But if Duke won a couple of football national titles, even a sizable chunk of those people would all of a sudden say, "Oh, it's not so bad."
I don't think there's a school that exists that if they won a national title in football, it wouldn't immediately be their identity going forward. Like Indiana might be a football school now.
Yeah, and the only reason we'll get people who disagree on this, they're disagreeing as a defense mechanism.
And they're old.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
You're old and you're defensive.
Like a 22-year-old Indiana fan will never, I don't think they'll ever go basketball first again.
UCLA would love to switch identities.
Yeah.
In a heartbeat, they would switch identities.
Kansas right there in the middle of the country. Like Kansas is as blue-blooded basketball school as you can get. You give them a little taste. Like Leipold started threatening. Mangino started threatening a couple of years ago. They still talk about the 2007 Missouri game.
I still talk about 2007 in general.
You should. One of the greatest seasons of all time.
Do you remember when Mangino and them, I think they lost to USC, he thought they got screwed, and that's not what I remember. What I remember is he was having a press conference, and the mic was limp.
Yeah.
So it kept falling, and he kept having to pick the mic up.
Yeah.
Do you remember the craziest things about 2007?
Yeah. Then
and that's one of the things I remember. 07's awesome. What do you remember about 07?
I remember Kentucky I remember LSU losing twice, both times in triple overtime. One to Arkansas, or Darren McFadden going crazy.
And I just remember they went to Atlanta anyway.
I remember so many individual, like 2007. I immediately think Pat White. I immediately think Darren McFadden. I just immediately think these incredible individual players shining in a year where Ohio State or Michigan or somebody wasn't sitting on top of the sport, and just felt like every week somebody different was shining. LSU then gets the chance. They ended up killing Ohio State for the national title and everything. But like, it was a phenomenal year. I think 19 top 5 teams lost.
Insane. Number 2 was even worse than number 1.
Yeah.
Boston College was up there that year.
Yeah. South Florida?
Yeah.
Rutgers?
South Florida was up there. There was like these Rutgers Thursday night moments. It feels like there were 19 of them, but there were really only like 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah. Jeremy Ito pointing at the...
Unbelievable.
Yeah. That's phenomenal.
Like you try to tell a 15-year-old or a 20-year-old that happened.
Yeah.
Like Rutgers for a brief, small moment, center of the college football world.
I mean, you say that, but we're living in a world where Indiana just won a national title.
Yeah.
And imagine telling a 15-year-old in 2007, hey, soon Indiana's going to win a national title. They'll think you're crazy.
All right. Crazier thing that's happened in the history of the sport, knowing the totality of the sport.
Sure.
The 2007 season in all its glory.
Yeah.
Or the fact that Indiana just did what they did. Because you and I agree that may be the best story in the history of sports.
I think it's Indiana doing what they just did.
Singularly, that's crazier than all of... And I'm not even disagreeing with you.
I really think it is.
Let's just pause and reflect on the magnitude of that.
We just spent a whole kind of segment talking about, imagine, and we didn't believe it could ever happen. Imagine Duke winning.
Yeah.
Oh, imagine Kentucky winning. Imagine Kansas winning.
This is crazier than that.
Indiana was them. Indiana is one of the 3 worst programs in the history of college football. I know I had a trivia question a couple of years ago that was always, who are the 3 teams never won 10 games in the regular season? It was Iowa State, it was Vanderbilt, and it was Indiana. In the last 3 years, they've all done it.
Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of world we live in now. I think Indiana going as fast as they did, because they didn't spend a decade building up to this. They didn't spend 2 decades building up to this. And it wasn't a guy who, brick by brick, it was a guy who showed up, put a sign outside, said, help wanted, got some players in, bang, best business in the city. And that's unbelievable.
Do you believe the phrase, if Indiana did it, anyone can do it?
Yes, I do believe it. Now, you can believe a lot of things are possible. You can believe a lot of things are possible while acknowledging they're not probable at all.
Yeah.
All things are possible, but there's probabilities too. It is very, very, very unlikely, but I do believe it.
All right. I don't want you to take this as an insult.
Sure.
You don't say a whole lot of really deep stuff. Respectfully. When you
Sure.
do,
I took that as an insult. Can you write that down as an insult?
when you do, I really think you ought to pregnant pause. Like, do you even remember what you just said?
You're telling me how to be deep?
Yeah, well, you're trying to face turn. You're trying to reinvent yourself. It's not the worst thing in the world to give people time to go,
Yeah. So what I just said was, do I think it's possible? Yes. Do I think it's probable? No. That was the basic gist of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure where a pregnant pause was going to improve my delivery there.
I think the wording was a little bit better. You know, another banger you had the other day.
Sure.
And they're so
I do like this
isolated.
one.
They're so isolated. I
do like this one.
You don't know where I'm going.
I do.
You
Go.
don't know where I'm going. Whisper it. Where am I going?
Is it about passion and
It's not
intelligence?
about. It's not about. No.
College football where passion overwhelms intelligence.
No.
That's a good line.
I have no recollection of you saying it.
I did it. I don't know. It might have been Fornelli. I don't know. One of my guests that didn't do as big a numbers as you.
Love Tom Fornelli.
By the way, you should text them, not me. You should brag to them, not me.
Well, if Fornelli wasn't on another show that did great numbers,
Sure.
I would view him as the determining factor.
Sure.
No, what you said was LSU under Lane Kiffin.
Mm-hmm.
They spent $40 million. And I said, is that going to be sustainable? Can they spend that every year? And you said, can they? No. Will they?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That's great.
The governors involved, LSU and Louisiana, are going to spend whatever they can get their hands on every single year. Is it sustainable? My God, no. But that doesn't matter. And that doesn't matter anywhere in the SEC. And really, and that is infecting the rest of college football too.
Let's play this game right quick.
Sure.
You're a billionaire.
Thank you.
You're a billionaire.
Yep.
I'm a billionaire.
Sure.
We need to think this through. We probably became billionaires because we really, really understand sound financial strategy and investment strategy. It's an insult to our financial intelligence to take a dollar bill and light it on fire.
Yeah.
Maybe even in the name of entertainment.
Sure.
But we love college football. Is there that part in our mind that says, you know what? All of these sound financial principles I'm going to apply to 99% of my life. But I have got so many zeros in my net worth. I am so liquid right now.
Yeah.
I'm willing to essentially buy a college football team.
Yeah. No, I don't think this is far-fetched at all. I think professional sports have long been the playpen of billionaires, right?
Okay, but they can make money.
Sure. You can, what you put in, you can get out. That's fine.
You're trying to get a trophy out of this.
A man has 80 years to live, right? 80 years to live.
Some men.
70 years to live, and 65 years to live, and billions of dollars to spend. How many years of that life are going to contain a national championship or competing for a national title or his alma mater, something that has driven him his entire life? If a man can channel what he has achieved in the world to build that and make it a possibility, the man is going to do that. And I don't think that's even crazy. I don't think that's even unsound financially. You make the money, put it into yourself, put it into your happiness. And like, if I were a billionaire, Mississippi State's the best team in America tomorrow because I'm giving an absurd amount. So, yeah, I don't even think that's unsound.
What would you expect in return? Would you be the kind of hands-off person like that says, hey, I'm giving this money. I understand the equation. You guys do your jobs. Win me a national championship. Or would you be the kind of person who said, I gave that money. With it, there are strings attached?
I would have probably an 8-bedroom house custom built inside the stadium of Mississippi State.
Yeah.
I would, if you visited Starkville, you would know, oh, Brandon Walker is part of this.
On the water tower and everything?
Yes, correct. I would be a very egotistical, I'm going to need you to thank me for this national title kind of guy. That's what I would do. If I were, and I don't even know how involved he is. There's whispers in this. If I were Mark Cuban in Bloomington, Indiana right now, you know how IU logo? I think Mark Cuban's face should be there.
Just I.
Get
rid of the U.
IU. Yes. Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban on the helmet.
That'd be crazy. I remember when NIL first started, and it's not that long ago.
Yeah.
I remember thinking, all these guys really want to own a pro sports team. But if you can't own a pro sports team, the next move right now is you could be the de facto owner of a college football team.
I think I think you're missing the mark on that one. I think, especially in the South, I think people grow up prioritizing their college team to such a level that it's priority number one. And I don't think these are necessarily people that have had dreams of owning a pro sports team. I think step number one for them is the college team.
That's fine.
Yeah.
And I respect that kind of person.
Yeah.
I would be that kind of person.
Yeah.
I was more saying one of my early fears was someone who's from Minneapolis or something like that. It's just a tech billionaire who inexplicably lives in Minneapolis. They're looking and saying, I want to buy the Clippers. I want to buy the Timberwolves. I want to buy the Brewers, but I can't. So the next best thing is I could own Florida.
So I don't think that's ever going to happen. I don't think any billionaire is ever going to just look at a market analysis and say, this is where a college football team should pop. This is where I'm going to invest my money. Because in order to invest your money in a college football team, it has to be passion first.
Does it?
It does. I think it does because, again, like you said, you're not going to be able to like the guy that bought the Lakers for $10 billion and sold it for $12 billion. You're not going to be able to do that with the Florida Gators.
Oh, no. So what I was saying, and this was my fear, I wasn't saying this would be my strategy.
Sure.
My fear was, let's say I own an entertainment company.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say I own Josh Pate Productions.
Yeah.
And I really don't care about college athletics, but I look and I see, wait, this new thing called NIL came, but there are no guardrails on it. So theoretically, I could just bankroll Ole Miss or Mississippi State, and really the return on it is going to be, I'm going to get Josh Pate Productions such visibility that's going to be the return on it. Not to mention, I'm going to pretend to like these people so that I can endear myself to an entire Southern culture, and I'm going to play them for fools. That was my fear.
I think it's why we're lucky to live in a sport where financial return will never outweigh emotional return. And I think the sport will always be driven by emotional return no matter how big it gets.
You've lived in Chicago 3 years, right?
Yeah.
But you grew up in Mississippi.
West Point, Mississippi.
So you grew up in like the hottest weather imaginable north of the Amazon rainforest.
Yeah.
What are perfect football conditions?
That's a great question. So I work with a guy named Big Cat and Dave, and one's from one's got Chicago ties, one's got Massachusetts ties. No, I'm not drop work for him. That's not a name drop. Okay, all right. And they're like, you know what? Football weather, 0 degrees in Soldier Field or Lambeau Field. To me, SEC, you can give me gray skies, 52 degrees, no rain, but it feels like rain's hanging in the air. And you know what I love? I love a game starting in the afternoon and ending in the deepest, darkest night. That's what I love. You give me late October in Knoxville, Tennessee. It starts in the brightest sun you've ever seen, and by the fourth quarter, it's the darkest night you've ever seen. And nobody's cold, but everybody's like, they got the quarter zips on. That to me is football weather.
So I really have grown to detest cold weather the older I've gotten.
Yeah.
So I remember a couple of years ago, you remember it was like a week 2 or week 3 game. Ohio State went to Notre Dame. Mm-hmm. They won on the last play of the game.
Sure.
So that's the best day I've ever seen. Best day I've ever seen. Blue skies. The red and green on campus, awesome. It was low 70s. It was low humidity. You can still get like a mild sunburn because it's not like late in winter.
Yeah.
Sun angle's still pretty good. But that was, I think, a 3:30 kickoff. Mm-hmm. So I think it's early enough to be sunlight, and then the game ends in darkness. Yeah. And I remember thinking to myself, I don't really think it gets much better than this.
No, and especially those gold helmets in the early evening, like the sunset and all that. Yeah, it's pretty good. I think any absence of hot and any absence of cold is right where you want to be.
Yeah, because that Tennessee playoff game at Ohio State a couple of years ago.
That was cold.
Brutal.
That was cold.
Brutal.
Yeah. At least, did you run out with your shirt off to begin the game?
No. I actually had to buy clothes for the game.
Had you had your chest implants put in yet, or was that before that?
No.
Okay.
I don't think implants can do that.
Well, you'd be surprised.
You ever had any cosmetic procedure?
Yeah.
What a stupid question.
No.
What a stupid question.
No. Casey had that covered on unnecessary roughness.
I don't think that's necessary either.
I just said it was unnecessary. It was the name of the show.
What's your biggest regret in life?
Probably not starting podcasts earlier. I stuck with the newspaper and the writing game for like 10 years too long, and I didn't have any clear path. I'll give you credit for this. You have a clear path of what in your mind you can accomplish in this business, and you have a clear path of how you're going to do it. You can visualize, set a goal, and go get it. I can't. I float. I do my stuff, and if somebody reaches out and grabs me, that's great. But I don't have a very goal-oriented mindset. So I wish I had a little bit of that in me. That's my regret.
If you would have started it in when did you start? When did you first start doing podcasting?
So I started doing a Mississippi State podcast in like 2014.
That's pretty early.
Making $5, yeah, but I was just doing it because they had a little podcast company, Brian Haydad down there. You know Brian, he's a good guy. And I was just doing it for $5, $15, $20 a show. Just doing it on the side. And then I didn't really start until 2018 when I started with SEC Country.
Yeah, that's still early though.
It was early, but I didn't know what I was doing.
That's still early. Was Chris Marler with SEC Country at all?
No, I don't believe he was. He's a Saturday Down South guy,
Saturday
right?
Down South is what I'm thinking about. I've never
yeah.
actually told him this story.
Yeah.
I was in Columbus doing the local news stuff.
Hates me, by the way.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's probably plenty of reason.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So I'm down in Columbus doing local news. I kid you not. Now that I think about it, I see Casey Smith. She was with Texags at the time.
Yeah.
I see Casey Smith do a Facebook Live. It was the first time I knew Facebook Live existed.
I started mine on Facebook Live.
Yep. So that's when I realized, something's happening.
Yeah.
And then I started to put together the idea in my head to do what I do right now. Like that was a concept back then. And so I'm thinking to myself, okay, I've got no big platform though.
Yeah.
But I think what could happen, I think the way I could expedite this whole process is I hit up Shannon Terry, 24/7 Sports.
Yeah.
He didn't hit me back. I hit up SEC Country and Saturday Down South because they had big digital media followings already.
You hit up SEC Country?
I believe I did.
I was in charge of the podcast at SEC Country.
You probably cold shouldered me.
I don't think I did.
But I don't know about SEC Country.
Yeah.
I know I hit up Saturday Down South.
Yeah.
And my pitch was, you guys already have a big following. You're not doing anything in the way of live broadcasting right now.
Sure.
Let me do that for you.
Yeah.
So that I can grow my following. You guys can have that presence. And it was just every time it was a door slammed in the face.
Well, yeah, I'm credit to you. You saw something that a lot of people didn't see. A lot of people were just doing it because that's what other people were doing. They didn't realize what it could be. And you saw it.
Which makes you think,
Yeah.
all right, if this is the way it is in 2026,
What's it going to be?
what is it in 2030?
I have no clue.
It's never stayed the same for any 2-year period.
No.
It's radically evolved to, I don't know how you negotiate your contracts.
Yeah.
I'm terrified to negotiate a deal more than 1 or maybe 2 years.
Yeah.
Because you have no idea the whole world upends. But at least for us, it's upended for the better. Like if you do what we do, it's upended for the better.
Well, I'm on a lifetime contract at Barstool, and my ankle bracelet goes off every now and then if I get too far away from Dave Portnoy.
That's a great gig, though.
I'm not allowed to talk to anybody else. So
That's a great gig.
yeah, no, who knows where it's going. I'm a seat in my pants guy, and I'd say turn on the camera, give me a mic, and let me go. I cuss too much. I do this. I don't have the planning that you got. Nor do I have an army of white guys behind the screen.
Hey, Bradley, famous Caucasian Bradley there waving back at you. Oh, you can't see him? It's because he's not white.
He's wearing the whitest shirt of all time. I saw him. I see him.
Why don't you block him?
His name's Bradley. That's pretty white.
He's from Montgomery.
Okay, well, fair enough. I'd be shocked if I hadn't blocked him. Is this something you're going to do? Is this what we're going to do?
I didn't say a word about it.
It's on the screen right now.
Why don't you read what's on the screen?
Josh Pate at Josh Pate CFB. With a picture, by the way, that was taken like 6 years ago. But you don't look like that as much anymore. Has Brandon Walker blocked you? I want to hear your story in the replies for no reason in particular.
Okay, so I posted that earlier this morning.
Yeah, I'm aware of it.
I don't think much more of it. I checked my phone again, and I have...
Can I guess? I'm
going to give you an updated number here. You can go ahead and guess.
250.
You think I have 250 replies?
On that,
This is not 2015. How many replies do you think I had?
80.
I've got 1,000 replies. I've got 3,000 likes.
Yeah. Well, you're welcome for the numbers. Is that what you're saying?
How do you even get interaction with people? You've blocked 3/4 of the internet.
I have not blocked 3/4 of the internet. I don't block people who just want to, and people can joke about me. They talk crap. I don't block people who just want to talk fun stuff. I'm 47. I'm just not going to read I'm just going to say, I'm not going to read the bullshit.
Okay.
If somebody DMs me and says, "Hey, you don't like Clemson? You're a fat," and I'm just like, "No, you're out. I'm not doing that."
Some of these people gave the reasons you blocked them.
Well, they're lying.
This doesn't seem very weighty.
Well, I have a lot of rules. No snitch tweeting. So if I say something you don't like, You can't run an at Brent Venables. Oh, this guy was being mean to you. You're out.
Didn't see a lot of that.
No snitch tweeting. No Ole Miss fans. If you got Hottie Toddy in your name or anything like that, you're out.
What?
Yep. Let's see. No slurs.
Oh, yeah, we got to watch the language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to watch the language. I'm not going to be, listen, I'm a grown man, okay? If you can't talk and communicate without cussing, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
That's what I say.
No knuckle draggers allowed. Well, this dude just commented on your physical appearance. You do that all the time. Why can't he comment on it? Is anything he said inaccurate?
No, and I guarantee you that's not why he got blocked. There's no way that's why he got blocked. He might have got blocked because he's got the horns up sign in his little thing there. I might have been in a bad Texas mood that day.
One dude just zoomed in on your thumb and said it was shaped like a shrimp.
Yeah, so I hate when you send a picture, when you put a picture on the internet of, let's say it's me and Wade Boggs, okay, on a fishing boat with the same chest, right? And me and Wade Boggs, and then a guy this dude that's obsessed with everything he ever sees will take the picture and go down to one little pixel and say, oh, what was that? Somebody's toe hair was funny. Like, that's weird, dude. That's weird. No weirdos. That's weird.
How many weird interactions do you have over the course of a year, given the audience that you attract? How many weird grocery store interactions do you have?
Oh, I have none in real life.
Really? For real?
None. No. Nobody does that shit in real life.
I was traveling with Cannell for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And I mean, Cannell's pretty polarizing on the internet.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking to myself, dude, about to watch people like Cannell.
No, they don't do it. Yeah.
Not a single one.
No, people are normal in real life.
Yeah, normal people.
And I just ask people to be normal on the internet.
But you know what? So I was telling my mom about that, and
Yeah.
she was saying, "Oh, it must be that you don't see the crazy people in
Yeah.
real life." And at first, I thought that,
Yeah.
but then I realized, no, the law of averages
Yeah.
states that eventually, if you're getting thousands and thousands and thousands of these kind of interactions on the
Yeah.
internet, you're running into some of those people in real life. It just turns out those people are not their real selves on the internet, and then in real life, it's, "Hey, bro,
Yeah,
you take
correct.
a picture?"
Yeah. My granny always used to say, crazy is as crazy does.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, what I'm not going to do is publicly doubt that she said it,
Yeah.
because that wouldn't be kosher.
Well, she's dead.
So when we were in Chicago, I kind of dominated you on 90s country, but we couldn't finish.
No. If there's one thing you didn't dominate me, it was on 90s country. And I can sit here for the rest of the day. We're in Nashville, right?
Yep.
We can talk country music all day.
Some people say they don't produce country here anymore. I just think they're not listening to the right country.
Did you listen to my guy?
You did put me on Zach Top.
Yeah, pretty good, right?
I did like it.
Zach Top's awesome.
You know who else? This is not a mystery. Like Miranda Lambert's a huge star.
Yeah.
I did not know how deep her catalog went. Because I know her singles.
Sure.
Like, I don't know that I had ever downloaded a Miranda Lambert album.
Yeah,
So-
me either, because I have a penis.
It's good stuff.
Eh,
I downloaded a 2024 album of hers the other day. I listened to it top to bottom.
says a lot.
It's like half a dozen bangers.
Really?
Oh, are you too good for women's country?
I'm not too good for men's country. I'm too good for Miranda Lambert in the year of our Lord 2026.
You can't be serious.
You can't
Okay,
be serious.
Okay, tell me. Look, I'm not paid to defend Miranda Lambert, but
Sure.
it sounds like it. Who are you placing above her? Last decade, women's country, who are you placing above her?
I mean, Lainey Wilson's very good. Ella is coming, buddy.
I don't
Ella
have a
is
problem.
here and coming. And look, can I just say something? You thumbs me down one more time, we're going to have a problem. Don't you thumbs me down when I say Lainey Wilson's good at country music, okay?
Who gave you the thumbs down?
That one right there.
Oh, Mitch did?
Mitch. He went, and he covered it like that. No. Are you an Ella fella?
Oh, big time, but that's not what he thumbs down you for.
He thumbs me down for saying Lainey Wilson's good. Lainey Wilson's good, dude. Lainey Wilson's good.
Lainey Wilson, best song probably on the Twister soundtrack.
Twister soundtrack's good.
It
though.
was good.
Yeah,
it was
Twister
good.
soundtrack is good. I don't know. Has Miranda been hitting like that the last 10 years?
No, I would even say in the last 10 years, though. Like, obviously, her bigger hits were...
Yeah.
Dude, she's been around a while now.
Yeah. What's your favorite Miranda Lambert song?
Well, I've got recency bias because Way Too Good at Breaking My Heart is a song I'd never heard before.
Sure.
It's from 2024.
Yeah.
I sent it to you. You didn't listen to it.
You recently got married, right?
Last year, yeah.
Yeah. So that's what your wife listens to, and you.
No, she'd
you,
never heard the song. You notice every time you try and read me, you're illiterate.
You try to read me too.
Like, it's like a paint by numbers, though. It's really easy to see.
It's not a book with a lot of pages.
So tell me this. Go back to the 90s.
Yeah.
Because I assume that's your wheelhouse for country, right?
Yeah.
All right, so if you had to sell people, like Jesse doesn't listen to music.
Yeah. I can tell he's also not very bright.
If I said...
Look how dull his face is.
No, we're not going that route.
Okay, sorry.
We're not going that route.
Sorry.
At least on air. If I said...
We're talking about Mitch or Jesse?
I don't know what we're talking about.
Okay, sorry.
They got an ogre.
I was talking about Mitch.
I can't shut up for 2 seconds.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. You got to sell Jesse on country music. Are you the kind of person who goes like the most square route imaginable? Like, here's friends in low places. Or do you have the ones are wheelhouse? There's no way, even if you don't like country, you couldn't like this song.
Okay. So what you said, you're judging certain people. Okay.
Yes.
But let's be honest. Let's go back to 1991. If you're taking somebody that only listens to rock or rap or anything of the sort, and you want to get them over to country, I think showing them Garth Brooks and saying, "Hey, look over here, Garth. Oh, you've heard of Garth, right? If you like Garth, let me show you Mark Chestnut."
So he's like the front porch.
He's the front porch. He's the light. He's the sign. He's the sign out on the highway. He's the McDonald's sign. Over billions and billions served. But once there's a restaurant behind McDonald's. Mark Chestnut, Joe Diffie. I'm going to get you in here, and then we're going to get into the real stuff.
If Garth Brooks was the McDonald's of country music,
Yes.
could we then say that I'm the equivalent of that in college football media? And then if I get people in the door, maybe they end up seeing you.
Have you seen the recent numbers out of fast food? It appears Burger King is closing in on McDonald's.
Closing in.
Burger King is growing at double the rate McDonald's is these days. And I didn't even know that. By the way, was that Photoshopped or is that a real shirt?
It's a real shirt. It's around here somewhere. Where is it, Jesse?
Listen, I don't like to give you credit for anything because, I just don't respect you that much. That was a good move. When I saw that, I was like, oh, he's playing. He's good. This guy's good. That was a good shirt.
Really going to suck when I make your year's salary selling that in my store.
Yeah, that would suck if thousands of people bought a shirt with my name on it. That would certainly suck. I would hate that. Oh, you got me.
Here's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I think Neon Moon by Brooks and Dunn is pretty close to the perfect country song.
I agree.
I don't think I need to front porch them. Because I don't think I would ever play Neon Moon for anyone, even if they've never listened to country in their life.
Yeah.
And they would say, that just doesn't do it for me.
Okay. But I think there's always a reason to front porch country music. Some people just judge it too harshly to begin with. Like, let's take Alan Jackson, for example. You can front porch Chattahoochee. Okay? You can say, I know you know this. You're going to like this. Everybody likes this. Let me interest you in some Midnight Montgomery. Alan.
Oh, what a drop there.
What? Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I think it's the best steel guitar song I've ever heard.
So I'm just saying, you can always front, because you can use Neon Moon as the front, like Garth, George, Alan, Brooks and Dunn, and for later people, Kenny Chesney. I'm not a Kenny Chesney guy, but those guys transcend country music to the level you can use them to get people in.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Although and maybe Reba too. Shout out Reba. I'm not a Reba guy, but she's big enough for that.
Reba's the Beatles.
Yeah.
Not that they're one of one, but
yeah, there's only one Reba though.
Yeah,
four Beatles.
I got no problem looking at the Beatles and saying, not for me. Appreciate what they did for the future.
Same.
I can say the same thing about Reba. I can say it about Dolly Parton. I can say it about anyone like that.
Yeah. Do you want to get into the one you texted me?
Yeah.
About Trisha Yearwood not being all that great?
I didn't say she wasn't all that great.
You said she's over what?
So my thought is, yes, she's overrated.
Yeah.
Her catalog is, I think the profile of Trisha Yearwood is a little overhyped for me.
So She's in Love with the Boys, a top 10 country song in the 90s.
Okay. Are you talking about chart? Or are you talking about?
I'm talking
it's
about
just a fact in the form of taste.
If you took every song that made it to country radio in the 1990s, every single one of them, small hits, underground hits, everything that Nashville played at any point, She's in Love with the Boys, a top 10 song in the 90s. That is a fact. Then I'm not even talking about Walk Away Joe. I'm not even talking about X's and O's. I'm not even talking about all those things. Like, these are great songs. I love Trisha Yearwood, and I think she's fantastic.
That's fine. I don't think she ever had a top 50 song of all time. in the genre.
You don't think She's in Love with the Boy is a top 50 country song?
Not for me. But I will grant you, chart-wise,
Yeah.
chart history, yes,
I don't
obviously
care
it
about
was.
charts. I just care when She's in Love with the Boy comes on. It brightens my whole day. It's a mood changer for me.
It's an auto skip for me.
It's an auto skip.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She never had that song for me. She never had the one.
Do you think something's wrong with you?
No, I just think I see Trisha Yearwood through a different lens. I told you my theory on Walk Away Joe. That's a Don Henley song.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is. Is who'll stand? What's Jody Messina's Rain song?
Is it a Tim McGraw song?
Is it a Tim McGraw song? Yeah.
No, I thought that was more of a duet.
Okay. All right. Because I think he's in it just the same amount Don Henley's in the other one.
Yeah. What else did he do? Oh, he did a lot of stuff. Faith Hill. I'm told
Tim
they're
McGraw?
together. Yeah, I'm told they're together.
I don't believe that's.
Yeah, I'm told they're together.
I don't know. Faith Hill,
See him around here every now and then.
the singer.
Where do you think Faith Hill kind of pegs in all this?
I was never really a huge Faith Hill guy either.
Faith Hill is, to me,
She was too big in the 90s.
I think she's kind of like Kenny Chesney.
Yeah.
I think
That's
there's
a
a
very
there's
good
a
comp.
pre and there's a post.
Yeah.
And like there's a lot of Faith Hill stuff. Wild One, Secret of Life.
It Matters to Me.
Yeah, that would fit that time period. And then you get to the Breathe era,
And she blows up.
and it's her biggest hits are not her best stuff.
Lone Star.
Wow,
Lone Star's the same way.
that's absolutely right.
When Lone Star blew up with Amazed and I'm Already There.
And I don't know how you do it. Yeah.
Yeah. But if you go, 3 years before when they were doing Everything's Changed and all that stuff, Tequila Talking, Lone Star's another one that were better before they blew up.
Do you ever just ask yourself, why are the biggest hits the biggest hits?
I think a lot of them are self-explanatory, right? There's ease of writing, and then there's catching it. Like Friends in Low Places, you don't have to guess why that's a hit.
Yeah.
That's just fun to sing, and you can not like it, but you can't deny that it moves the crowd.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with Friends in Low Places. I think what I realized as I was a kid growing up,
Yeah.
I still feel this way now, is the fun songs. Like if someone said, I love that song because it's catchy,
Yeah.
I never cared about catchiness.
What do you care about?
I care about
Thought-provoking lyrics?
melodic structure. I like how it feels. It doesn't have to be all that deep.
Yeah.
Like She Don't Know She's Beautiful is not that deep.
No, it's not.
But I love it as a song. It's very simply arranged. I love it as a song though.
I was 1999. I was dating a girl.
Holy crap.
Yeah, I was surprised about it too. My mom was so proud because they did think. Anyway, I was dating a girl. She Don't Know She's Beautiful. I've been dating her for like 3 weeks. She Don't Know She's Beautiful by Sammy Kershaw comes on.
You dedicated it?
No. The opposite. She goes, I love this song. It reminds me of me.
Oh.
And I was sitting in the driver's seat like, no, wait a minute. The point of this song, he loves her because she is beautiful but doesn't act like it, and she doesn't know she's beautiful. She carries on like she's not the most beautiful thing under the sun, and you're sitting there saying you are her, but that means you're beautiful, so you're. And I think that was it. I think it took a wrong turn shortly thereafter.
And then you said, babe, let me play Queen of my double wide.
Because I've been thinking about it. No, we played Going Through the Big D, Don't Mean Dallas for the rest of the trip.
Attaboy.
Yeah. So that was a crazy one.
Okay, the other thing we didn't talk about when I came up to Chicago, what would you say your relationship is with pro wrestling right now?
So I have kids. I have a 10-year-old, a 14-year-old now, a 16-year-old, and a 17-year-old. And the 17-year-old has been into it for about a decade now. So we've gone to a couple of WrestleManias over the last 10 years. I thought it went through a phase there when AEW started in 2019 and then WWE caught fire right after COVID till about 2024. I thought it went through about a 3-year phase where it was hot and as good as it had ever been. Now we're in the cooling off period in between booms, I think. I will watch WrestleMania. I will watch SummerSlam. I'm not watching the weekly shows or the monthly pay-per-views.
So there's two conversations. All right, you can get a lot more nuanced on the modern product.
Yeah.
But I've kind of been out on the modern product anyway. Like,
Yeah.
I am very much the quintessential gimme back my attitude era. I'm probably going to watch Raw Vault on Netflix,
Yeah.
which by the way,
They got some good ones.
side note,
Yeah.
how do you, at one point in time, have WWE Network, which has every episode of Monday Night Raw,
Yes.
and then move it to Netflix, and then not have every Monday Night Raw, and have the same 15 episodes uploaded,
Yeah.
even though I know They exist because I watched them before. So they're literally in a vault somewhere.
It's one of the great tragedies of the last 10 years.
What are we doing?
They got it. 2014, they gave us the WWE Network. It was the best thing I'd ever seen. Then they moved it to Peacock, and I was like, don't move it to Peacock. And then it was okay on Peacock. And then they was like, we're going to Netflix. And I said, well, you're going to move the library over there? But they didn't move the library over there. And now I will say the WWE Vault, pretty good. They do a good job. Good work over there, YouTube. Good work. But it'll never be what it was.
There are more episodes on YouTube than there are on actual Netflix. I could get more on YouTube than I can get on Netflix, and I have to pay for Netflix.
Isn't YouTube amazing, though?
It is. It's changed my life. I know that.
Yeah, it's going to change mine, too, eventually.
All right. What's the biggest thing that's about to happen this year? Have you picked your national champ?
I haven't. I'm just circling a couple teams. I really think it's just, I keep coming back to Oregon. I keep coming back to everybody wants to poo-poo Oregon and Texas to some extent, and Notre Dame to some extent, because those teams and those coaches have not broken through yet, but I don't care about that. If I say I pick Oregon to win national champ, and then somebody else says, well, Dan Lanning's proven he can't win it. No, he hasn't. He's proven he hasn't won it yet. Right? Kirby Smart hadn't won it till he did. Indiana hadn't won it till they did. Ryan Day hadn't won it till he did. And I think Dan Lanning, to me, with this roster, is the next guy that breaks through and becomes he can win it.
Did you know out of the last 7 national championship winning teams, 5 of them had coaches that had never won one before that?
Yeah. Saban ate up 20 years of the sport.
Right.
Saban and Dabo ate up 20 years of the sport. So there weren't any national titles to go around. Yeah. So there were bound to be new guys to come along. So we are guilty as a college football populace of acting like somebody who hasn't won it, can't win it.
We are not guilty of that. They are guilty of that.
Well, then they are.
Yeah.
I've been guilty of that before. I have doubted. I doubted Kirby Smart all the way up until the day he won the title. Even though I think I picked Georgia to win the title that year because the title was the roster was so overwhelming. But it is easier to doubt a guy than believe in a guy who hasn't done it before.
Yeah. All right. So then follow up. How long does it take before you join that chorus on Sark or Dan Lanning? Mario Cristobal hadn't won one yet. Like, how many years would they have to be on the green and miss the putt for you to finally say, maybe this dude really can't win one?
It'd have to be a lot longer than right now. Lanning would have to go probably a decade.
At least?
Yeah, another decade. Sark is closer to that reputation than anybody else, but Sark's also been very close to a national title. So, and it also goes into our innate thought that Texas just should be winning national titles every year. And that's almost like even an unfair expectation because there's a lot of programs that should be winning it if you look at it like that. But we have it ingrained in us, Texas, yeah, they have the resources, they should be winning it every year. And I don't think we do that to Oregon. I don't think we do that to other teams.
I think that's a preset in people's minds, though.
Yeah,
because people have we've decided a long time ago. Texas, if they get some of the cooks out of the kitchen, is the best job in the country.
Yeah,
and that just carried over to the new era, and then some, because all people see is the dollar figure that they can spend, and it's like, well, if you're not winning there, you're the problem. This can't be the problem.
Yeah,
couldn't be that Texas is ever the problem.
Yeah, Freeman's the interesting one to me because he's gotten the stability there, and they're right at the top of the sport every year, but He's the only one of those 3 that have inexplicable losses to me.
Yeah.
He's got losses that don't make sense. And then last year he had a 2-game season and went 0-2.
Yeah. So I had a guy come at me the other day and say, Marcus Freeman can't win big games.
Yeah.
I was like, my default was, no, he played for a national title 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Certainly he's won big games before. And this is not a crazy person who's talking to me, mind you. And he said, all right, let me just give you my logic. And I said, go. He said, last year they had 2 big games. They lost both of them. I said, okay, but go back the year before. And he said, oh, you're saying because they played in the national championship game. I said, yeah. He said, well, think it through. They go to the playoff. Mm-hmm. They draw Indiana at home the year before Indiana's really good.
Sure.
They draw a quarterbackless Georgia.
Yep.
They play a Penn State team who's even worse at winning big games than they were.
In a game that was a 50-50 coin flip.
And then they finally play Ohio State, and they get run by Ohio State.
Yeah.
And at my core, I still kind of disagree with it. However, if we were in a public opinion court of law, I don't think I could overrule it.
But where's the truth in he can't win big games or he hasn't won big games?
Oh, he wasn't even saying. He was saying he hasn't.
Yeah.
He wasn't even saying he can't.
Yeah.
He was saying my big question about him is I don't know if that's a big game program. I don't know if he's a big game coach.
But too many people treat he hasn't like he can't.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, has not does not equal cannot.
And I do think one of the things I talked about earlier is you asked me what big thing is going to happen this year. I think one, maybe two giant power broker coaches in the SEC are going to find themselves on the outside looking in. I think of Brian Kelly or James Franklin. James Franklin went to the Final Four 2 years ago, and by October he was fired. By October, Josh, but 6 games after he was this close to playing for national title, he was out. Brian Kelly, it was more of a buildup where they saw more bad turns, but like that's going to happen to somebody in the SEC, and I can't tell you who it is.
Keep in mind, LSU opened at Clemson last year.
Yeah.
If I were to tell you in August, if I were to tell you Brian Kelly's going to get fired this year, you would bet your life they lose the Clemson game.
Sure.
They won the Clemson game.
That's right.
Okay, so just because someone wins an early game,
yeah,
that could be the ultimate false sense of security. But I go back, this is going to be another shot at Texas, but it's not. But they're the one who has the front-loaded nature of schedule where if they lose to Ohio State,
yeah,
they go to Neyland 2 weeks later.
I know.
And that's going to be a dogfight either way. That's a second losable game. And that's a team who could be 2 losses,
yeah,
theoretically, playing OU in Dallas in mid-October.
So there's another team up there. Now, they're not Texas, but they're in the second tier of title contenders. They were in the Final Four last year. Ole Miss, I'm a hater. I'm a Mississippi State fan. But logically, Ole Miss opens with a Louisville program that will be 3 hours from its campus, right? Louisville's about 3 hours away. Louisville will be about 3 hours from its campus. Louisville with Lincoln Keen-Holtz, that's a very well-coached team. I think they've got a chance to be really good. They play LSU in week 3, and after they play LSU, they got to go on the road to Florida. Like, I don't think they're going to start with those 3 losses, but it is not out of the realm of possibility that September overwhelms a first-year coach.
If Pete goes 7-5, what's the fan base's reaction?
I think it largely depends on which 7 and which 5, right? I don't think 7-5 with a loss to us would be a disaster for him. 7-5 with maybe a win over LSU or a win over somebody, a win over Georgia.
A bunch of close losses.
Yeah, 7-5. It depends on the nature. There will definitely be questions, but I don't think it would be enough to where they would make a change after 1 year.
I think it's a good place to end.
Yeah, the last thing I say is about Ole Miss. That's great. That's great.
Those are your statesmen that you're talking about.
Yeah, well, and then maybe we can...
Drink your trash?
I'll drink my trash water. This was nice. I enjoyed this.
This was big of you.
Well, it was you came to my place first. I'm a man of my word. Did you think I was gonna stand you up? Did you think I was gonna take in your guest appearance and the benefit it gave me and not give you the same benefit for having the #1 college football media personality in your studio?
1000% yes.
Yeah, I thought about it. About it. Yeah. Are we shaking hands? Are we hugging? Are we touching feet? Okay. All right. I didn't want to hug either.
That was it. I know how I feel about it. Interested to know how you feel about it. I will be paying close attention to the comments over the next few hours and next few days. Appreciate Brandon Walker for heading down here. Thank all of you for checking out the show. We have had phenomenal numbers in August, and look, it's not even the season yet. So incredible season ahead. College football is the greatest sport in the world. You guys are the greatest in the world. Appreciate you so much. For Director Bradley, Producer Jesse, I'm Josh Pate. Take care. We'll be back Sunday night. Until then, God bless.